They say a man's character is defined not by the mountains he climbs, but by the people he refuses to leave behind. 16 years ago, I stood in a quiet living room and made a choice that most people called career suicide and emotional madness. I was told that blood is the only thing that binds a family, but as I looked into the eyes of a terrified 7-year-old girl who wasn't biologically mine, I knew they were wrong. I was about to walk away from a marriage, a comfortable life, and everything I knew, all to protect a child who had no one else. This is the story of how a stepfather became a father, and how a promise made in the shadow of death became a legacy of life. 16 years ago, the floorboards of my house creaked under the weight of a new life. My life didn't just change, it expanded. I wasn't just a husband anymore. I was a father to a 7-year-old girl with curious eyes and a shy smile. Her mother was the most industrious woman I had ever known. We had dated for 2 years, and I watched her move mountains for her daughter. When we married, I didn't take on a stepdaughter, I adopted a soul into my heart. People often say you embrace everything your partner brings, but for me, it wasn't an obligation. It was a gift. She wasn't just hers. From that first day, she was ours. The joy of our union was short-lived. 2 years into our marriage, the world went dark. I remember the sterile white hallway of the hospital, the frantic footsteps of nurses, and then, the silence. In one afternoon, I lost my wife and our newborn baby. I spent 3 years in a fog of mourning. The house felt like a museum of what could have been. But every morning, I would see that little girl, now 9, sitting at the kitchen table, her eyes reflecting the same loss I felt. We were 2 survivors clinging to the same raft. Eventually, I tried to move forward. I remarried, but I made a conscious choice. I never told my new wife that my daughter wasn't my biological child. In my mind, blood was a technicality. Love was the only reality. However, as a businessman, my work often took me across the country. On my returns, I began to notice small, chilling shifts. My daughter became quieter. She retreated to her room. One evening, I returned early and witnessed a side of my wife I hadn't seen, a cold, dismissive cruelty directed at my girl. The realization hit me like a physical blow. I sat my wife down that night. "If you cannot love my child," I told her, my voice steady despite the fire in my chest, "then you do not truly love me." When she refused to change, the choice was simple, though painful. To protect my daughter's mental health and her future, I filed for divorce. I would not allow the home that was supposed to be her sanctuary to become her prison. For the next 10 years, it was just the 2 of us. I became the chef, the tutor, the coach, and the confidant. I made a silent vow to the memory of her mother. I would not bring another person into this house until my daughter was grown and strong enough to stand on her own. I watched her transform. I saw the grit in her eyes when she studied for exams and the discipline that eventually led her to the military academy. While she was away training, carving her own path into the world, I finally allowed myself to open my heart again. I met a woman who didn't just accept my daughter, but admired the bond we shared. Today, the sun shines differently. I am standing on the grounds of the Army base, watching a confident, successful soldier march across the parade deck. That little 7-year-old girl is now an officer in the United States Army. My heart is overflowing, but the blessings are compounding. Beside me stands my wife, 8 months pregnant with our twin boys. It has been a journey of 16 years, defined by perseverance and a refusal to break. Looking at my daughter in her uniform, I can finally say it. I did it. I raised her, I protected her, and I kept the promise. God is truly faithful, and today, I am a fulfilled father. If you are sitting in the dark right now, wondering if the sacrifices you are making for your loved ones are worth it, look at my story. It took 16 years of silence, single parenting, and tough choices to reach this moment of peace. Love isn't found in a DNA test, it's forged in the fires of commitment. Today, I am not just a survivor, I am a builder of a new generation. If this story touched your heart or reminded you of the power of fatherhood, please hit the like button and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stories of resilience, faith, and family. Your support helps us.